Hello, what up everyone? I'm here in Antwerp and I have to say it right away, this is one of the most underrated cities in the world. It is absolutely gorgeous. Hello Americans, this is peak European vibes over here with the cobbled streets, the giant cathedrals, the kids in school uniforms, but you also have a super vibrant creative scene with the contemporary art spaces, the galleries, the museums. But you know what? I know this is not a travel channel and you can totally just skip ahead to the next section for the photo stuff, but let me show you real quick. So I came here to visit an event called Us by Night Festival, which is a 3-night nocturnal experience, as they call it, with talks from over 60 artists from all over the world. And this event features pretty much every cliche about this industry there is. And I mean it in the most positive way. They've got the night market, the food trucks, the ping pong tables, the pinball machines, and you can even get a tattoo. And I thought this is a perfect opportunity to bring the Hasselblad and shoot a couple of rolls at night covering the event. I love this shot. It looks like HAL 9000 decided to put on a laser show after 3 Negronis. It's like IKEA met Burning Man in a dark alley and became friends. Also, it's the perfect example for the inverse square law. Decent shot, I guess. I like the vertical symmetry between the banners and the containers. Also, warm reds and oranges make it feel like everyone is about to start worshipping the light source, like it is an ancient god of nightlife. Okay, first night, off to a great start, and if I had to summarize this set, I would say Blade Runner rave meets corporate art therapy, all staged in a Mad Max IKEA showroom. And that's a good thing, I guess. Alright, real quick. I'm not exactly the most organized person, and my planning process usually involves half-baked ideas, voice memos that sound like a cry for help at 2 a.m., and hoping for the best. But somehow, these videos keep coming together, and that's mostly thanks to Milanote. Okay, so what exactly is Milanote? Milanote is a digital workspace designed for creatives to visually organize their ideas and projects and workflows. And it combines, like I said, notes and images and maps and to-do lists on an infinite canvas, making it easy to plan everything out from mood boards to full projects. So it's basically a digital mood board for people who desperately need structure in their lives but refuse to admit it. So if you've ever wondered how I managed to turn my thoughts into something watchable, well, this is how. All right, so here's what my Milanote board looks like, aka the only reason why this trip isn't going to end up like a 2012 Roland Emmerich disaster porn movie. Up top, I've got the essentials, a Google Maps web clip of the Us by Night venue, little banner with the festival dates and a link to their site, because otherwise I'll probably forget when it starts. Then I've got a section with all the spots I want to check out while I'm in Antwerp, plus a packaging list loaded with enough photo and video gear so you'd think I'm actually moving there, not visiting for a weekend or so. Next, there's a section for food because priorities, right? I've saved a few restaurants I wanted to try and even linked a New York Times article and a couple of others about Antwerp's avant-garde fashion and architecture scene. So I can pretend I'm cultured while stuffing my face. So I can actually add another restaurant to the list right now. So take that one. Right, and of course I've got my hotel info in there just in case, because you know it is a festival and it is at night and there might be alcohol and even substances, and I don't want to wake up in Amsterdam or Lisbon the next morning. And finally, the most important part, everything related to this video. This is really specific to my use case. There's a link to my mood board, plus all the stuff that keeps me on track. I can put in some voiceover scripts and drafts. I can include shooting locations and to-dos, draft pinned comments for this video, everything that's YouTube related. That's just my use case. Basically everything I need to make sure this video actually happens, right? Okay, now you've got a basic idea of how Milanote works right now. You can throw in your web clips, images, to-do lists. You can create boards of many different types. And another thing you can do is you can actually share and invite somebody to collaborate with your Milanote board. And you're gonna just flip the button over here, provide them with a link, and they will be able to jump into your project and collaborate. Cool thing. Now, one thing I didn't show you before is the mood board section, and this one is the one I created for my trip to Antwerp, which you can see over here. I threw in a couple of images. I've got my high concept, if you will, over here, peak old Europe versus high-end contemporary art scene, which is what I was trying to envision over here with these architecture images from, the old Antwerp vibe, and a couple of images from their vibrant art scene and fashion scene. There's a lot going on over there. Now you can throw in your own images. I took these two a couple of years ago in Antwerp and I really like them. And I was trying to recreate, the vibe in the video. Now the cool thing is you can throw in a web clip, which is basically just a reference. And for that, you can just install the Milanote browser extension, which is available for pretty much every standard browser. And once you did that, you're gonna just fire up, for example, Instagram or Pinterest, whatever your favorite source of images is, and you find an image that you really like. I took this one, and you've got this little button over here. Save it to your mood board. I'm whichever mood board you would like. In my case, it's the board called Moods. Save it, go back to your mood board on Milanote, and all of a sudden you've got this unsorted section over here. Drag it in, arrange it as you like, maybe get rid of the caption, and there you are. Pretty cool, right? Right, that's the mood board section, the mood board template. Why not creating one from scratch? Just drag in a new board, give it a cool name, jump into it, and you're going to be asked which template you would like to choose. You're going to see here, that's the top pick. Fire it up. It's already going to be filled with a couple of sample images and drawings, just so you get an idea of what is possible. And if you're happy with it, hit use this template, and there you are. So finally, one thing I would like to point out is that Milanote is really actually for free. There's no time limit, no 14-day trial bullshit or whatsoever. So sign up for a free Milanote account using the link in the description and tell me how you like it. This was total guesswork, exposing the shot for almost 3 minutes, and I think it came out incredible. It looks like an AI worship temple mid-ceremony. Look at that floor texture with the highlights blooming just enough to make you feel something. Love the greens in this shot. Also, practice discernment, written in Comic Sans, while green haze devours the room can only mean somewhere off camera, someone is definitely microdosing and rethinking capitalism. This is a good one as well. Everyone's basking in the red glow of dance floor salvation, the mid-motion blur of people just existing. Time is soft here, and very, very, very red. I like this one, a love letter to post-industrial loneliness. But I'm wondering who's the darling here? Me, the lone figure on the chair? Or the guy in the container melting in a deep frying fat explosion? Now, a while back ago, I made an episode about night photography, and I shot that one at a fun fair in my hometown. And that one was really fun, but also kind of stressful, because if you're running around with a setup like this one, it's like having a giant glow-in-the-dark target on your back. But looking back at that episode, I'm quite happy that I did it, because it feels like I was passing the school of hard knocks, and now I get to chill in a creative safe space with lots of interesting people and an incredible spot for visually rich and vibrant photos. Another banger. Nightlife's Death Star hanging above a sea of beautifully blurred power creatives. I like the way everyone's ghosted in motion, like they've already transcended. This image whispers, "You're not lonely, you're arty." I like the negative space and the casual elegance of people who look like they paid 17 euros for a craft beer. Awesome shot right there. There's something sacrilegious about how holy that light feels. That one lone figure hunched over a pinball machine. Incredible depth and contrast. Okay, that's it. Last night, grainier, moodier, and well, obviously less color, but these feel like stills from a 1970s East German sci-fi film with a budget of 4 euros in the best possible way. Okay, so final thoughts. This was one of the most fun experiences I had so far on this channel. I mean, it's quite a challenge to shoot in these conditions, a lot of changing light, and it is quite hard to evaluate which spot to choose in the frame for measuring the light, because if you're just going for the shadows, you're gonna end up with infinitely long exposure times. But I think it's really worth it. I mean, it's absolutely stunning to watch color film do its magic in terms of latitude, the way it's preserving the highlights, especially compared to my top of the line mirrorless camera, is just absolutely mind-blowing. Also, a camera like the Hasselblad 500CM is an absolute conversation starter. People will approach you in the nicest possible way, asking questions, telling you about their experiences. And that just never happens to me with any other camera at all. So if you get the chance to grab your camera at night and shoot basically any event, just do it. I would totally recommend it. Share your experiences in the comments. And with that being said, I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah. Lately, they don't call me John. I've been feeling more like Psyche. Look at that fire, holy water, keep on spraying. I don't know why these people steady tryna play me. Doing that show won't be first time they don't pay me. Welcome back to my lifestyle. I've been living in the Lord's hand, been broke for a long while. I got fitted in the throne.